Imagine a conflict that could reshape global power. A direct military clash between the United States and Iran. Advanced missiles, intelligence warfare, naval confrontations, and the real threat of a larger world conflict. What began as political tension has now erupted into open hostilities, and the consequences could impact every nation on Earth. Today, we break down how this war started and where China and Russia fit into the picture. Fact number 1. The outbreak of the Iran-US war. The conflict between Iran and the United States escalated sharply after a series of high-profile strikes on Iranian military infrastructure in early 2026. U.S. aircraft and naval forces executed precision attacks on key Iranian command centers, missile production facilities, and radar sites, marking one of the most significant direct confrontations between the two nations in decades. Iran responded with waves of ballistic missiles and armed drones targeting U.S. bases throughout the Gulf region and key military installations in Iraq and Syria. This exchange represented a dramatic departure from years of low-level proxy conflicts, cyber attacks, and diplomatic showdowns, instead turning into overt combat operations. This isn't distant rhetoric or threat analysis anymore. This is measurable military action involving real troops, real weapons, and real consequences. Fact number 2. U.S. military strategy and capability. The United States entered this war with unmatched military capability. Carrier strike groups positioned in the Persian Gulf, stealth aircraft operating from ships offshore, long-range cruise missiles launched from afar, all designed to degrade Iran's ability to wage war. U.S. military strategy emphasized combined arms dominance, air, sea, and special operations forces synchronized through real-time intelligence. This approach allows American forces to hit critical targets swiftly, dramatically reducing the time between detection and action. Consider this comparison. A fighter jet launching a precision strike can hit targets hundreds of miles inland with less collateral damage than an artillery barrage from decades past. But with that precision comes risk, because each military move invites a response, and escalation can snowball faster than diplomacy can contain. Fact number 3. China's strategic calculus in the conflict. China's role in this conflict is not passive, it's strategic. While China has avoided direct military involvement, it has strengthened economic and diplomatic ties to Iran. Beijing continues to purchase Iranian crude oil, providing Tehran with crucial foreign exchange at a time when Western sanctions aimed to isolate Iran economically. In addition, China has positioned itself as a diplomatic counterweight to Western policy in global forums. Chinese officials have repeatedly called for restraint, urging parties to pursue negotiations rather than extended conflict. This support matters. When a major economic power sustains trade, especially in energy markets, it weakens the impact of economic isolation and gives Tehran a lifeline in a time of war. But there's a deeper layer here. China's expanding influence throughout the Middle East, including infrastructure investment and trade agreements, gives it strategic leverage. If this conflict reshapes energy flows, supply chains, or regional alliances, China stands to benefit from new power dynamics. Fact number 4. Russia's geopolitical role and alignment. Russia's involvement is complex, blending opportunity with strategic caution. Moscow has long maintained military and intelligence cooperation with Iran, especially in areas like drones, air defense systems, and battlefield logistics. During the conflict, Russia has supplied Iran with additional unmanned aerial vehicles and helped coordinate electronic warfare strategies to counter advanced U.S. systems. However, Russia is not committing ground combat units directly against the United States. Instead, Moscow leverages its diplomatic position at international bodies such as the United Nations to limit punitive measures against Iran, often blocking or diluting resolutions that would escalate sanctions or authorize international force. From Russia's perspective, a prolonged conflict between Iran and Washington diverts Western attention and resources away from other strategic theaters, including Europe and eastern Ukraine. This delicate balance makes Moscow both a supporter and a cautious player, not a reckless belligerent. Fact number 5. Global impact and escalation risks. As the war between Iran and the United States continues, the risk of wider escalation grows. Energy markets have already shown extreme sensitivity. Oil prices spiked as shipping lanes like the Strait of Hormuz faced potential closure. Supply chain disruptions and increased insurance premiums for cargo ships have had cascading effects on global trade. On the military front, proxy forces aligned with Iran have launched attacks on U.S. allies and installations in Lebanon, Iraq, and Yemen. This increases the likelihood that what began as a regional conflict could draw in additional powers, especially if an accidental strike escalates beyond current boundaries. Here's the critical point. War in the 21st century moves at digital and atmospheric speeds, faster than traditional diplomacy. One miscalculated missile, one misunderstood radar signal, one breakdown in communications can push a localized conflict into a global crisis. The world watches and waits. So, where do we stand? A direct confrontation between two major powers, China supporting Iran economically and diplomatically, Russia aligning strategically but avoiding outright combat, and the rest of the world on alert. This is not theory, this is ongoing reality with measurable effects on geopolitics, energy markets, and global security. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss another geopolitical deep dive. Because understanding these global dynamics isn't optional, it's essential. Stay informed, the world keeps changing.